What's happening, guys? Coast to Coast Studios. I'm your host for Behind the Grams, where we jump into some of the stories, the motivations, and inspirations behind what we do as creators, artists, entrepreneurs, business owners, or in this case, Remy, who's a fashion designer. Let's just introduce yourself, where you're from, your location.
I'm Remy. I'm 24 years old from South Florida. Just moved out to LA to pursue this. Living downtown and working in Beverly Hills and just making shit happen.
Heck yeah. So you're originally from Florida. Let's jump into like Behind the Grams. What's your story and how did you get to where you are today?
I've had an early passion in fashion, for lack of a better rhyme. But my father was a lawyer growing up, so he was always really big into suits and picking out colors, and he would let me like help him pick out his suits, getting ready in the morning. And my mother also owned and worked for all of my life. She has worked for either a fashion company or owned a boutique. She owned chain boutiques in South Florida. So I really just like opened my eyes to fashion at a young age.
So they were a big inspiration on pushing you into the fashion industry.
Absolutely. And by the time I was like 12 and 13, I was already like developing my own style and collecting sneakers, and like Nike SBs were really big for me when I was young. And that kind of just like developed into a whole other bigger animal.
I'm sure you took that to school and tested the market more or less.
100%. We almost got suspended.
Yeah.
Meeting with all the kids and their parents saying like, yo, you can't bring shoes to school to sell and trade. And like,
oh man.
I was like, at one point I was like flipping snapbacks at school. I'd come to like school with a book bag full of like 25 hats and sell them out every day.
There you go. They should be like, okay, we're putting you into an entrepreneur class, and
that's really what they should do. They shouldn't limit people who are like trying to make money at a young age.
Absolutely, they're fucking natural born hustlers, you know.
I love telling that story because like it's so funny that it went as far as them like sitting down 25 kids with all of their parents in a meeting. Like, no, you cannot.
We're letting you all know, and you all need to sign this paper.
So what would happen is we would just come to school with the shoes on, and we would just switch shoes, and it was just like nobody knew that because it was just like shoe boxes.
Totally. And then you'd take those old shoes, bring them home, repair them. I'm sure.
Yeah, 100%. That was like a whole other thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So, when did you move out here to LA?
I was spending my summers in LA from 2013 on, but I still was in college, so I had to go back during August to July time. But I moved out here full time in January of this year.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Still new.
Very new.
Even newer than I am. I moved out here in last May.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're just over a year.
Just over a year. About a year and a half. And the funny thing is I was in Utah with a girlfriend, and I broke up with her, and I've been like, from Boston to here, I've been striving to get to LA, but I didn't want to just come here because I wanted to gain the knowledge on the way here.
Yeah.
And when I left Utah, I came here and slept in a bush for 37 days.
Jesus Christ, really?
And found a job. I eventually saved up enough money, got a motorcycle and an apartment. After 37 days, I finally got a room to rent out here, and I was just like, I feel like that's a story that has to be told, you know? Or like, you have to go through that. And I GoPro'd it all, I saved it, and I was like, cause I hear so many people like,
is it out?
I need money. No, I'm gonna save it till I'm like, I've made it. And
that's such like an inspirational story.
You were given this, I'm gonna say,
no, the fucking
you're like you, you know? Yeah. But I wanted to also show people like, I have so many people hit me up on Instagram like, how do I get to LA? How do I come here? And I'm like, dude, just take a shot and come here. Like, I wanted to show people that you don't need a bunch of money to move here. You just need the drive and willingness to succeed and push yourself further than your mind limits you to.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think it's important to be in those situations where you have nothing, because that's when your drive is the strongest.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have no other choice but to hustle.
Yeah, that's what scares me. I see a lot of these successful people, and some of them get comfortable. You know, they're comfortable where they're at, and they don't want to. They know what they did to get where they are was right, and they're afraid to maybe try something else because what they did was right. Got them to where they are, you know?
It's a scary place to be.
So they don't always want to. Yeah, absolutely. That's why, like Abstract, he says, the come up is so good, I wish I could make it twice. Yeah. Like, I wish I could just start all over and just remake it. So I'm trying to enjoy the moment that I'm in now.
Yeah, especially when you're in a position where you can't get any higher. Like musicians who are super popular now.
Drake, he's top. He's
there's really nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Like there's only down from
Well,
here.
you'd be like Rob Dyrdek and become an entrepreneur and build different businesses and avenues. And that's a huge inspiration all my life was Rob Dyrdek. Like, I seen him kind of top out on skating, you know, and then he's like, I've watched a lot of interviews where he says he fucked up, you know, and or DC, and they were like, where you don't necessarily think you're gonna make it anymore, and he just switched, and he like, you know, grew up and like started the business adventures and MTV and all this, and Rob Big was supposed to be something totally different than it was, wasn't it?
I'm not completely sure, to be honest, but I know that whatever it was fucking great.
Oh yeah, they killed it.
And I wasn't even a skateboarder growing up. I was in rollerblading.
Oh yeah.
So like they're like kind of parallel, but they have a little ongoing feud with each other.
Yeah.
But I was always super into the show. It was just like such a great show.
Yeah.
And that's like a testament to Rob being so charismatic and having so much character and so much to talk about, and you can make conversation with so many people. It's just like that as a skill is so important.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
So important.
That's like a huge reason why I built this show is, one, I love human interaction, you know, so I love sitting here and hearing people's stories. I love hearing your failures, so I stay away from those, you know. I learn off other people, and that's a huge thing about becoming successful. You can learn from your failures, but you can also learn from other people's failures, you know. So when you moved from Florida, was it like, how did you was your first intern with Young and Reckless? Is that what kind of made you come to LA or what?
Yeah, Young and Reckless specifically is I can't say it's the main reason I came, because I would have moved out here regardless and just pursued something else. But my first internship was with the Fantasy Factory, working underneath my cousin. And that was just like a very not official internship. I really just helped him out. And I wanted to pursue something more serious the next summer, so I did Street League, which is a competitive skateboarding league, and I did Gourmet Footwear, which was like a luxury sneaker streetwear brand. Yep. And the next summer I got in with Young and Reckless and interned for the summer, and then kind of like that's where I developed my program skills, like using Illustrator, Photoshop, and things like that, which kind of like allowed me to become hireable by them. So
you started learning design and started creating your own looks and styles.
Because I had always been like the type to like rip my own jeans, and like as soon as I learned how to sew, I was taking everything in and editing all my clothes. So I'd already like known how to do that, but I just didn't really like understand how to do like technical design on a computer to like make something look like a, you know what I'm saying, like a vectorized version of what you want to do. So once I learned that, it was kind of just like I had a summer off where I didn't come out here. And I really just focused on like learning Illustrator as best as I could, and at that point I was already like making logos for people and making flyers and getting paid for it. So there was like some alternative inspiration, because I was like making money while doing it.
Heck yeah.
And at the end of the day, like I don't want my career to be a graphic designer. That's just really just the first step of the staircase. Because like if I don't have that skill, then I'm not hireable by anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has good ideas, but like if you can't display them correctly, you know what I'm saying? Like give a blueprint to how they should be made, then you know what I'm saying, they have less value.
Absolutely. What would you say are some of your biggest motivations that keep you driven every day?
I want to be rich, to be honest.
Straight up, same here.
I feel like, you know, that's a pretty cliche answer, but I really, really like money. I like being able to...
Opportunity. Money offers opportunity, it's not just...
100%, and even more on like a selfish thing, like I like to buy things, and I like to like take my girl out to eat and like do things like that.
Especially your family.
And that's one side of it. And the other side is I really just like want to be able to create things on a large platform and be able to like
that other people can appreciate.
And like just see people wearing my clothes, and like that started to happen already. Like at Reckless, like I occasionally see somebody wearing a shirt that I designed. That's incredible for me.
That's amazing.
But I want that to be like times 100.
You know what do you feel are some of the steps that you need to do to get yourself there?
Definitely need to learn the industry better. that's really where like Young and Reckless is playing a huge part.
So you're just
into my
continuing to
progression.
grind and learn. And
Yeah, I really just need to learn like all the nuances and how the business side of a fashion business runs.
Totally.
'Cause, you know what I'm saying? Like I have the ideas and I have the creativity, but in order to like execute that, you need to be able to like work within a budget, and
Yeah.
work within seasons,
Absolutely.
and be able to speak to manufacturers and printers and all these other people to make things run smoothly.
heck yeah. That's what's up. Let's talk about some of your failures. Like, a failure to me is a learning lesson, like an opportunity to learn and better yourself. What would you say are some of your failures this far being in LA?
In LA, I don't know. I've been on kind of a hot streak, to be honest.
That's good. That means you're learning a lot through this.
I can say that there have been opportunities that I have not taken advantage of the best of my abilities. I think a lot of the time I selfishly just like after working 40 hours a week want to go home and rest instead of going out and networking and doing things. I can't really speak on one specific failure because I try not to fuck up. But I can say like generally I don't execute my time wisely. And I am like, for lack of a better word, I'm lazy sometimes, which frustrates me because I'm the type of person who I want to always be productive. Like, I like to have a productive day every day, even if it's a day off. So
you have to.
Yeah, of course. And like I know that I have that mindset, but like I know that I'm not doing it to the full potential.
Well, it's good that you're seeing that. Straight up, and then you just need to make the moves that need to be made to it. And a big part of it is keeping your eye on the end goal. You know, all the time. When it's there's something that happens in your brain is called hesitation. When you think, should I go network or should I go home and rest? And you have literally 5 seconds to make the decision before your brain talks you into, oh, I'm gonna go home and rest. You know, so you need to like just say, I'm going. You know.
I lack energy, honestly. I'm just a tired person.
Absolutely.
Because I just like I'm a night owl, and when I get home from work, I take like a 2-hour nap, and then I'm just up doing things, whatever it may be. Sometimes on the computer, whatever, going out to eat.
Heck yeah.
But like I stay up till 3 in the morning every night, and then wake up at 8. So it's kind of just like by the time 6 rolls around, I'm fucking exhausted.
Well, at least be on that gram, just like marketing.
Always. The gram never stops. Gram never
absolutely never stops. Dope. So let's talk a little bit about your clothing brand. Let's talk. Are you allowed to speak?
I don't want to go. I don't want to go too depth, but I will definitely speak to you about it. I am launching, not so much launching, but I like to say resurrecting a clothing brand that I started. It's called Better With Age, and the premise is that I'm taking vintage pieces or vintage styles and recreating them to be presented in a more modern streetwear style. So this is an initial sample of the things that I'm doing for this season, which is taking vintage blanks or vintage crew necks and turning them into hoodies. This is just a construction sample, so the graphic is obviously going to be different, but really just focusing on like highlighting the golden age, like clothes for some reason when they're older, they have more history and I just like that.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of like, it's been fueled by my side business, which is Lost and Found Vintage. It's an online Instagram vintage store, and we do weekly pop-ups in Melrose, and we also have a branch in South Florida with my 2 great partners who do pop-ups twice a month at all the art fairs and all that. So I've had like a constant flow of vintage clothes to like pick the best out of to make.
And just put your vision out onto a plate. And when is that supposed to be airing or releasing or resurrecting?
It's set for around winter. Probably around Thanksgiving time.
Dope.
I haven't 100% decided. Because they're hoodies, I want to do it at a time where it's colder.
Absolutely.
But there's also like accessories and other shirts and other things that are coming out with it, socks.
Well, I'm sure once the winter comes out, I'm sure you're gonna play it off with the spring and I'm sure there's gonna be an ongoing.
But like one of the things that holds me back, it doesn't like physically hold me back because I'm still always making moves, but I don't really like to work within the parameters of the industry. Like I don't want to do like a seasonal line. Like I want to be able to like put shit out when I want to put shit out and like not have people like expect it. Like that's kind of the reason why I don't like to call it a brand, because it's like the whole point of it is to not really be official. Like a lot of the stuff that I do is like all legality. Like, you're not allowed to like print on another shirt.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying. Like, it's just selling somebody else's things. But like, that's kind of like the mystique of it. Is like, that's what I like about it. Is just, it's like underground. It's like listening to your favorite underground rapper.
Yeah.
Like, the whole great thing about it is it's not for everybody. It's like not for the general public.
Totally.
So that's kind of like what I like about it, and that's why
it makes it more unique. Because when somebody sees it, they're gonna say, "Where the heck did you get?" Like, I even seen that, and I'm like, "Where did you buy that, dude?"
Made it.
Exactly.
And there's only gonna be 10 of them.
Yeah.
That are coming out.
And that makes it like more of a limited edition piece. That's dope. I want to buy one of those 10 or
Sure.
fire.
I'll put you first on the list.
Got it. Let's talk about some of your short-term goals. Let's say now to the end of the year, what do you want to see happen in your life, personal or business?
I've recently decided that I want to start doing more tour merchandise for music artists.
Okay.
I just designed a line of t-shirts for J-Lo.
Fuck yeah, right there, bud.
And I want to do more stuff like that. For one, because it pays very well.
Absolutely.
And for two, because it's just like, what better platform to see your own creations live on? Like, I'm saying, like J-Lo fans, like that's a whole other market that I would never expect my design taste to get into. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the beauties of it. You just keep you're good. You just keep your mind open for opportunities, you know, and take them as they come.
Yeah.
And even if you don't necessarily feel capable of it 100%, just do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you got one opportunity. This is one life you got to live, you know?
100%.
Just run it.
100%.
That's the way I feel about it. Long-term goals. What are some of your long-term goals? 1, 5 to 10 years. What would you like to see happen? Riches, definitely.
Yeah, definitely riches.
Wealth, health.
But really bigger than that, I want to be able to like own and operate my own sort of design, fashion label, house, whatever you want to call it, but like have my designs and work be what's 100% funding my lifestyle.
Yeah, that's
and
what's
like,
up.
you know what I'm saying? Like eventually I want to do like bags, coats, shoes, t-shirts, obviously. But that's the goal. I don't know. I think 10 years is more realistic. I
think 3 years is more realistic, but
yeah, but it just takes so much money.
It does, but you can find a private investor who truly believes in it.
100%. But I can say short term, there's a couple labels I want to start doing some freelance for.
Okay.
A couple of which I'm already in contact with and discussing ideas with, which is amazing. And really just want to like maximize on all my businesses and take everything up a notch and stop being lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like really just take advantage of every day. Which in my defense, I really do. Like you know what I'm saying? I really like, I wake up at 8 every morning, go to work, hustle, come home, do whatever design shit I have to do on the side. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not taking advantage of all the 16 hours that I'm awake. Yeah.
But you will eventually. You know, the way I look at it is like I wake up so early every morning and I try to find different ways that I can set myself apart because I have, within 50 miles from me, I have thousands of people with the same goal as me. And I'm like, I need to work harder than everyone else. You know? You're good. What would you say are some of your biggest inspirations? Who do you look up to?
I would say business-wise, a lot of the people who are like young and like 25 and making millions of dollars. I don't really have like one specific person I have like business inspiration from, but a lot of the people who are just really like developed a niche and fucking executed it and made $100 million off of it. Like the people who've made a whole bunch of money in crypto, like I respect a lot.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who's made a whole bunch of money doing it, and like I've never really.
Bitcoin?
Yeah. Well, no, like one of the alternate coins.
Oh,
but I really respect that, and it's just like I more so respect being able to like innovate and find something that like, is not so traditional to make money off of.
Absolutely.
And fashion-wise, really like people like in like the LA designers like Chinatown Market who are doing like a whole like bootleg vibe and like really like almost DIY looking, and on the high end people like Virgil who just like dude from Chicago fucking is now the men's creative director for Louis Vuitton.
Really?
has his own.
It's amazing.
Yeah, has his own fucking side label called Off-White, which is just fucking killing it. And like, I originally wasn't a big fan because I'm more like focused on like vintage stuff, and older styles, and I'm really like trying to shy away from new stuff. But like,
you love the stories of coming from nowhere. And
I really do, like, and it's becoming more apparent now that I'm talking about it. But like, I really love that. Like, hearing about somebody who was just like born and raised in Chicago, and like, you know how Chicago is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Came out to be able to fucking, he was like Kanye's fashion consultant for a while, and like ended up just turning into something incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and like all the other people
in
in his position, not just him, but like anybody who's made it to the high level and is like creative directing for a major fashion label, like that's what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Heck yeah. What I've started to do with my guests is the challenge. Name 3 people that you challenge to come on the show.
King Kilos. It would be cool to get Neil in here, the marketing manager for Y&R. And I have a musician buddy named Jim Herring who's putting out an album very soon, and I think he would be really cool for you to interview.
Heck yeah, you guys have been challenged. Links are below. Let's get you on Behind the Grams. If you're not out here in LA, that's okay. We do Skype interviews also. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Be dope. Another thing I've been starting to ask all my guests is, what is your perception or your vision on living life? To live life, you know?
In general?
Yeah. Or what does it mean to you?
I think it's really important to do things you enjoy. Life is really short. You don't know when your last day is, and I think too many people get caught up in like working things because they have to, instead of like, I know this sounds so cliche, but like risking it and going and chasing your passion, or like things like that. Like, I really think that you need to spend your time being happy. And
absolutely.
I make it a conscious effort to always be positive and always be happy, and like I always say, like, depression is my enemy. Like, I don't want to be anywhere around it. I just want to be always positive. And I think it's like the things that you do in your life that contribute to having that mindset. Because like, you just need to be able to do things that you enjoy. Absolutely. Even if it's not like career-wise, like, don't get like stuck in your house. Like, go out and like go meet people.
Do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
I love Jim Carrey and how he says it. He says, I wish everybody could reach the glory of riches and fame and realize that that's not where you find your true happiness.
Yeah.
You know? And like,
it's crazy to think
that's, I love to try, and I don't know if you've seen, but on my Instagram, I do my morning motivation every single morning, pretty much. I've missed it. Been missing it a couple times, but it's really just to try and inch towards pushing people to just be the best versions of themselves possible, you know? And you just, I feel if you stay on that and you can make an impact on people's lives.
100%.
Straight up.
And not to mention how incredibly important it is to be your best self.
Yeah, absolutely. Every day, every moment. Even when you're in a heated situation.
Yeah. That's when it matters most, honestly.
Yeah. Absolutely. Giveaway time. Let's talk about giveaway. We started doing this with the last couple artists, and any of my guests that come on this show, if they'd like to do a giveaway, we give that as an option. Remy over here wants to do a giveaway. We're gonna put a picture. We don't have a product here, but we'll put a picture and cut it in. Let's talk a little bit about it.
Young and Reckless has just released our new line of denim. It is fucking bomb as hell.
Heck yeah.
And we want to give away one pair of your choosing. Doesn't have to be denim, but any pair of pants at a new release. And we'll have them shipped out to you. And you can just follow the instructions below.
Yeah, all the rules will be down in the links below. Set of denim pants from Young and Reckless, from the homie Remy over here, and all the awesome people over at the Young and Reckless office. So big thanks out to them. Follow the rules down below, and also follow the links over. Check out his clothing line. Check out what he's working on. This shit's amazing. Let me just say that.
Thank you,
dude. Thanks so much for coming out.
I appreciate that.
I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much.
For sure.
Again, I'm Coast to Coast Studios, your host for Behind the Grams, where we jump into some of the stories, the motivations, and inspirations behind the people that are coming up. Business owners, entrepreneurs, artists, fashion designers, anybody who's really chasing a dream. Nobody in particular, you know? So thanks for coming out. That's Behind the Grams.
Thanks for having me, my man.